Thank you. Thank you. Gosh, it's been a very emotional day. I know I heard a lot of sobs out there during the ceremony, and I heard even the cake was in tears. I wish I could say this was going to be a quick toast, but this is the only part of the wedding for which I get to make the decisions. And so I'm up here to give my toast to Hannah and to Poe. I want to start out with some recognitions. There's some really, the honor we've had for people who have joined us in this wedding. I want to start out with the Most Honorable Hoeki Felicia Whakafanua. Mo Hoeki. Most Honorable. Fafekau Sea Amipalisi Palu and the Tongan Wesleyan Church of New Zealand. Pastor Kenny Brown, who we've known since he was about this tall. And he's known Hannah since she was about this tall. Actually, a baby. And he was so sweet with her that Lorraine would say, that Kenny Brown is such a sweet young man. He was only in high school at the time. And just as Hannah grew up, he's just always been there. We went to Mexico every year. And Kenny, I cannot express the honor and a blessing it is to see you here with your beautiful wife and being a part of this and marrying my daughter into Poe. To Poe's Fahu, Auntie Don Delgado. Hannah's Fahu, Auntie Linda Cooper. To Poe's parents, the Reverend Dr. Fueti and Dr. Keasi Moto Hifanua, and their most excellent daughter, Sawana. Hannah's new sister. I also want to recognize my beautiful wife, Lorraine, and Hannah's brothers, Jonathan and Joel. And to Poe's family, Alina Moiakiola, Kalisa Vaca, and Savatava. Hannah's aunt, Cindy Ronca, and her Uncle James and Aunt Lori Ronca. Fuete and Kiasi's families, mine and Lorraine's families, and everybody with us here today, thank you for honoring us with your presence and for people that are even watching this on video. In my life, I've actually get the title honorary often. When I married my wife, I became an honorary Mexican. And now I'm an honorary Tongan. I didn't see this coming, honestly. I did not see it coming, but it is a great honor to be part of this family and part of this tradition. Nearly 20 years ago, I was in the hospital, out of the blue, gravely ill with a serious cancer diagnosis. 3 weeks, multiple surgeries, chemotherapy, and my prognosis was actually quite grim. And you might guess, my family, there's a kind of a tradition there, if cancer is trouble in our family. And you might guess I had a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old, and I was quite shaken at the time. I did have a great outpouring of love from the community, our church, people around the world. And when they asked me, David, what can we pray for? I said one thing. I said, I want to walk my daughter down the aisle. I'm sorry. She was 4. She's 24. Or 23, almost 24. And I'm here. So I have two things I want to say about this, right? And I know, we see this a lot as tragedy. These things happen, young families, young parents. I'm not special. I don't know why. I survived. I don't know how, but I'm here. And I can say it's by the grace of God, and I am here. And my prayers were answered because I walked my daughter down the aisle. The second thought is, for 20 years, I've been praying for one thing. I don't know what's going to happen next. Lorraine, you might want to ride back to the hotel with somebody else, I'm telling you. I'm just saying. So, anyway, I'm sorry. So when Hannah was a little girl, we had this thing we would do. And I would stand back from the couch and hold my arms straight out about 6 feet away from the couch. And she would stand up on the arm, and she would just do a swan dive with her arms out. She would catch my arms, her legs would swing between my legs. I mean, it was just an example of total trust and faith in her daddy, knowing that I would not drop her, and I never did. But one time Lorraine called me and I turned around and I hear splat. Sorry about that. But anyway, Hannah grew. Starting at 4, we established traditions. The Nutcracker. It's been one of the most privileged parts of my life. Every year, we see the Nutcracker at one of the ballets, San Jose, San Francisco. I want to come to Utah, whatever. I've always said that once you get married, the ballet's still mine, but to Poe. Learn to love ballet, and I will give you that tradition. But I'll be happy if you have me do it. Anyway, every once in a while, because I look at this young lady, and I just catch myself thinking, like, who is this girl? And what did I do to deserve such a daughter as this? And the truth is, I didn't do much. Hannah is a reflection of three very incredible women. My mother, her Nana Millie, like Hannah, had long legs. She was very graceful. She had a love of life and dance and a strong sense of adventure. Though Hannah never knew my mother, there's times I see her and I just see my mom. Like her Nana Lucy, Lorraine's mom, Hannah has this great humility and this noble character. And like her mom, she has this incredible strength and fortitude. And Hannah's beauty is a reflection of 3 very beautiful women that have been in her life. And Hannah, from the day you were born, you have brought joy and love into my life. And today, I'm experiencing the fullness of that joy. We often hear that girls will marry a man that reminds them of their father. It's important to point that out. But I do want to say that, Poe, you are taller. You are browner. You're better looking. I got much better hair. So I always told Hannah, when looking for a man, look for a patient man. The one that's willing to wait. The one that's not in a hurry. And then she calls us up one day, and she tells us, well, I have a boyfriend. And she tells us this story of this awkward dance between these 2 shy people for months. She saw him and was smitten. He saw her and was smitten, but they were both too shy to do anything about it. And she said, well, we'd walk up and he'd say hi, and he'd say hi. And we'd stand there awkwardly. Okay, see you later. Bye. And this went on for 4 months. And then finally one day they managed to strike up a conversation. How, I do not know. And at the end, Tabo says, well, would you like to go out for coffee with me? And of course, then Hannah lost all shyness and says, oh, are you asking me on a date? Anyway, and we got to meet Tabo a little bit later, I think Thanksgiving, and then summer. And of course, we loved him right away. He is kind, he's gentle, he's funny. He fit in with the family perfectly. And the first summer we went on a long hike, and he's wearing a shirt that said "Virginity Rocks." And I'm like, gee. I mean, man. I'm a dad, okay? Anyway, so we've just had these years watching those two grow. I just love watching them together. Just the sweet sincerity of their love. I see my daughter, the joy, the happiness is what I want for her. And they asked us last summer, Poe asked us for our permission to bless his marriage to our daughter. And the kind of implication was, if we didn't say so, it wouldn't happen. And I respect that, and I love that respect that he showed us. Of course, how can we say no? But with the way he has treated our daughter and the way he's respected us. So, Poe, I want to encourage you with Proverbs 5:18. Rejoice always with the wife of your youth. That would be Hannah. Keep your eyes on her, and let her beauty satisfy you at all times. Always be enraptured with her love. Okay? And that's with my blessing. There's a funny meme that Hannah shared with me. And this girl says, my daddy does that better. My daddy does that better. I think when you're working on the house, you might hear that. But trust me, when you're dancing, you ain't never going to hear that. There's one thing her daddy cannot do better, and that's what I'm giving to you, and that is to love and to cherish my daughter and for the rest of your lives. I'm giving you this charge, and I'm giving you my full trust, Poe. I'm getting to the end. There's a story of a young couple were at a park, and they see this older couple sitting across the way, and they're just marveling. They were holding hands and just happy, and they couldn't believe this old couple, they were still in love. And they finally got up and walked over and said, wow, we noticed you two are clearly you're in love. I hope that when we're your age, we'll still be in love. And the man looked up and said, young man, don't hope, decide. And I want to tell you, it's my admonition to both of you. Marriage is a marathon. You just up the starting line. You have not started. It's a long, hard race. There'll be times of joy. There'll be times of difficulty. There'll be times that you may think you just can't make it. You want to quit. But I'm telling you, decide tonight, here, now, you are going to finish that race. And I promise you, when you get to the end, it'll be sweeter even now than this is. Keep your eyes on the Lord. Keep your eyes on the prize. Finish the race. And with that, I want to toast my most excellent daughter, Hannah, and her most excellent husband, Poe. Motu hifanua.